Hi everyone, these are the important questions. Do I need to go for chemotherapy? How many sessions of chemotherapy do I need? What about immunotherapy? What about surgery? What about CT scans? Well, join us on our Simply Healed program every Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Singapore, Hong Kong.
Ayun, doon nalaman lahat. Mababa pala hemoglobin, mataas masyado yung sugar, yung diabetes niya, talagang marami ng komplikasyon.
Ano po yung plans ng doktor niya?
Na-refer siya sa ortho. Ang plano sa kanya ay putulin. VKA or the below the knee amputation. Hesitant din kami pumirma ng consent. Then later on, ni-refer naman siya sa plastic surgeon. Nagsabi naman sa amin na maganda pa circulation. Might as well na tulungan na lang natin yung paa, linisin, wound dressing for twice a day, then debridement as needed, religiously. So yun ginawa namin. Twice a day kami naglilinis, tulungan kami ng husband niya hanggang ang nangyari, gumanda, pero andun pa rin yung plan na putulin. Hanggang makita na gumaganda na, ayun, hindi na naulit yung plan nila na maputol yung paa.
Kasabay po ba nun may mga tinitake pa siyang gamot?
Bukod doon sa antibiotics, bukod sa mga gamot na binigay ng doktor sa ospital, may tinake din siya na alternative medicine, yung PPARS. May kamahalan. So, sinugal ko para, kasi kailangan kung di mo isusugal yun, baka maputulan talaga. Kasi kahit naglilinis kami ng paa, tapos nagdidibri, pero parang slow yung healing process niya. So, I tried na painumin siya at 10 tablets at AM and 10 at lunch and then 10 at the evening. And the soft gel, twice a day also. So, religiously binibigay ko yun sa kanya. Ang dati kasi dahil nag-peak yung WBC niya, medyo nag-septic siya. Sa mga nakakaalam, sabihin yung infection kumalat na sa buong katawan. Kaya nagkaroon ng problema yung kaisipan na nawala sa wisyo. Dramatically, yun yung maganda doon. Dramatically, after 1 to 2 days, parang nakita ko siya ng improvement. Doon, nakita namin na sa help ng antibiotic and together with PPARS, sabi ko, maganda yung kinalabasan. So, why not continue? Hanggang nakita ko rin na gumaganda yung healing process. Tapos, from 46, imagine, 46, dramatically bumaba siya ng 39, 33, 27, 19, 15, and then 11, 9, 7. So, nakikita mo talaga yung changes na nagawa ng gamot na yun. So, yung support ng family ay mahalaga sa recover ng pasyente. So, una, yun yung talaga nakikita ko, yung support system. Then secondly, syempre, with the help of the advanced technology, like yung mga ini-introduce ng mga gamot, hindi ko pwedeng alisin yun sa scene, sa scenario. So, ako kasi, dahil nga nasa medical field ako, medyo alam ko yung mga ganyang mga alternative medicine and evidence-based ako. So, sa PPARS, sabi ko nga, maganda yung result. Ito walang harong biro to. It's not joke. Yung man ako binayaran So, it's no joke. Talagang maganda yung yung nangyari sa kapatid ko, lalo na yung wound healing. Yun yung nakikita ko yung wound healing talaga. Nag-granulate siya, gumanda yung circulation, nabuo ng laman, okay? Nagkalaman yung mga paa niya na dating wala. Makikita niyo naman sa picture, di ba? Dating wala, nagkaroon ng laman. So, na-prevent natin yung pagputol. I can say na effective. Okay, effective yung PPARS.
Ano yung ma-advise nyo sa mga patients na same case sa sister ninyo?
Okay. So, I advise them to try. Then, kagaya ko, gusto ko may ebidensya na-experience ng on hand ng ate ko. So, ganun din yung papayo ko. Try to experience yung healing, try to take the medicine religiously ha. Despite medyo may konting kamahalan, but then kung titignan mo naman yung long term na gamutan, mas mahal yun. Tsaka hospitalization. At yung siyempre, yung recovery. Yun yung maganda doon eh. Yung recovery, mapabilis. So, try ninyo. Hello, I'm Joel Elcano. My sister, diabetic since way back 10 years up to now. Because of Simply Nature, hindi niya na kailangan mag-amputate. Yung recovery niya, yung unti-unti nagkaroon ng maganda, nagkalaman yung kanyang mga paa. Still recovering, yet nakikita ko yung magandang bunga. And that is because of Simply Nature, PPARS. And I trust Simply Nature.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ako si Haji Norma Yusuf, taga Zamboanga City. Pero dito na ako nakatira sa Maynila. 13 pieces na bukol, pero yung mga iba maliit siya. Pero yung itong isa malaki siya, parang umabot na ata ng 3. Kaya nga ito sabi ng doktor, kailangan tanggalin na. May kaibigan ako, i-try ko daw itong yung PPARS. Pangalawang gabi, may naramdaman ako parang iba. Yung parang may langgam na parang gumagalaw ganyan hanggang dito, hanggang sa talampakan, ganon. Pangatlong araw ko. Parang kung sumakit yung dito ko, parang gusto ko talaga. Pag ko ganyan sa CR, yun parang lumabas talaga na ganyan, napakarami talaga. Siguro sunod-sunod yun, 3 araw, ganun. Tapos sabi ko, pagtapos yung dito ko, minsan yung parang, ganun-ganun ako. Parang masikip dito, parang minsan sumasakit dito ko, ganyan. Yung na ako dito, umabot na ng mga 5 days, ganyan. Parang nawala yung sakit dito, nawala siya. Parang hindi na ako ganun-ganon. Pag nagsalita ako, parang tuloy-tuloy na, wala na akong halos maramdaman. Kaya siguro, hindi ako, sabi ko, parang ayaw ko magpa-opera. Siguro, mayroon talagang gamot para dito. Binigay ng God. Ngayon, hanggang ngayon, parang maganda ang, maganda ang pakiramdam ko. Yung high blood ko, pag parang magandang tinanggal ko na yung sa cholesterol ko, hindi na ako, pero yung sa cholesterol ko, pag tinatanggal ko yon, parang hindi, mga 2 araw, parang masama ang pakiramdam ko. Pero ito, 14 days na, ngayon 14 days na, basta 2 weeks na, hindi ako uminom ng subastatin, wala akong nararamdaman na parang maganda ang Kaya yun, ngayon bumili pa ako ulit ng tablet. Oo. Kasi sabi ko para para lumakas talaga sa akin ng Kasi nararamdaman ko talaga na maganda. At Norma Yusuf, ay bukol ako dito sa liig ko, 13 piraso. Umabot na ng 3 cm. Take ako ng PPARS 2 times, morning at saka gabi. Pag numulok ako, hindi ko na siya mararamdaman. At saka, kinakapa ko siya, parang nawawala, parang wala na, hindi ko mahawakan. Hindi katulad ng dati. Salamat, Simply Nature.
Healthy day, everyone. Tingin lang. My name is Jen Macanjola. Lang. And we are live! Healthy day, everyone! My name is Jen Lim, a licensed pharmacist and one of your trusted health advisors here in Simply Nature. We are an international distributor of food supplements made from a unique strain of microalgae called PPARS, which has been tried, tested, and certified to support not only cancer treatment, but also general health and metabolic syndromes like hypertension, diabetes, and high cholesterol. Tonight, we will, number one, explore the common symptoms of cancer and the side effects of its treatments. Number two, then learn how to conquer them by strengthening your immunity and regaining energy naturally. Number three, by integrating holistic and lifestyle strategies to support your journey. Number four, so please type your questions in the comment section and we'll try to answer as much as we can. With the knowledge and insights from our two visionary experts, starting off with a seasoned international speaker on a wide range of topics for personal success to healthcare, who is also the founding director of Simply Nature International, our PPARS expert from Singapore, Mr. Shyan Lim. Let's all watch this.
Hi, I'm Shyan Lim, and welcome to another episode of Simply Heal. I'm a healthcare speaker with a special focus on PPARS, which is peroxisome proliferated activated receptors. I've spent over a decade studying the cellular responses of the human body to disease, and I've worked with thousands of patients and professionals across Asia. Today, I want to speak directly to the brave individuals battling cancer, and to the families and caregivers and health professionals walking with them. This session is titled Conquer Cancer Side Effects, Strengthen Immunity and Regain Energy. And in just a few minutes, I want to discuss with you a side of cancer that is both scientific, natural, and of course, deeply hopeful. The real attraction of every Simply Healed program is of course the Ask Me Anything segment, which follows immediately after this discussion. So let's frame everything with a few short clips or information bits. Number one, I want to talk about the reality of chemotherapy side effects. Chemotherapy is essential, but it often comes with harsh side effects, overwhelming fatigue, nausea, infections, low blood count, and even damage to organs like the liver and kidney. Sadly, most patients are told to endure it, but what if there was a way to support the body to help it cope better? Now, why would we want to do that? Even with the advent of immunotherapy, chemotherapy is still one of the most affordable and proven protocols to fight cancer. That's why, despite all these challenges, chemotherapy is still the choice or the most practical choice for most cancer patients, both from an area of what's effective and of course the very important part of cancer which many of us don't like to talk about, which is the finances. Immunotherapy is extremely costly and can be prohibitive, and sometimes it's not available to all cancer patients. So with that, chemotherapy still remains an option worth exploring and is proven effective. Now, what can we do to remove all or manage most of the side effects of chemotherapy? If we can manage the side effects of chemotherapy, then what we have left is an affordable and effective approach to fighting cancer. So here, I would like to introduce the role of PPARS. This is where PPARS come in. Cellular regulators that control inflammation, energy metabolism, and immune function. When activated properly, especially through natural compounds like what we have here in Simply Nature, PPAR helps to calm inflammation, protect healthy tissues, support your white blood cell recovery, and of course, the all-important red blood cell count, and of course, restore your energy by preserving mitochondrial functions. Here's a glimpse of hope to let everybody understand what's possible. One of our doctors has been working with our patients that was told to repeatedly delay her treatment in chemotherapy due to low blood count. And of course, with that comes the fatigue and the other side effects, including nausea and general ill well-being. But after integrating Simply Nature PPARS, her red blood cell count recovered very quickly and she was able to go back onto her cycles. And she completed her chemotherapy sessions on time with fewer complications. Now, I want to highlight this on time part. Chemotherapy and most oncological protocols are very effective. However, time is an important factor. Cancer can mutate and grow aggressively if given time. So in any cancer treatment, you want to reduce any delay in your cancer treatments. You want to stick onto the schedule because the schedule is the most efficient, giving you the highest probability of success. So making sure that you are fit, healthy, and are able to manage through your chemotherapy sessions is an important factor in making sure that your chemotherapy is successful. And that is where PPARS comes in. And I hope this case gives you a good idea how this will impact your fight against cancer. Friends, cancer treatment doesn't have to break your body. With the right tools like PPARS, we can help patients stay strong, protect their organs, and improve recovery. Simply Nature PPARS is just one such tool. Natural, safe, and designed to support real people through real challenges. If you or someone you love is going through treatment, don't just fight cancer, support the person. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to answering the questions that are already appearing on my screen.
Practical. But now, let's dive deeper into medical perspectives with Dr. Jansen Calalan, a graduate of St. Luke's College of Medicine, a diplomate of the International Board of Lifestyle Medicine and the Philippine College of Lifestyle Medicine, currently serving as a consultant at renowned institutions including Alta Integrative Medicine and Wellness Complex of Perpetual Health Medical Center Las Piñas, Tree of Life Wellness Center, Centro Holistico, and Simply Healed Medical Group, where he practices integrative oncology. At this point, I just want to ask our online audience, which symptom of cancer or side effect to treatment are you most concerned of? Like be it fatigue, nausea, or hair loss? Please type in the comment section so our dedicated PPARS advisors can assist you further. Now, I can see lots of questions coming in, so let me call on our two esteemed experts, Mr. Shyan Lim and Dr. Jansen Calalan. Good evening po.
Good evening. Just want to wish happy belated birthday to Doc Jansen. Doc Jansen, young again.
Thank you.
Younger. All right.
Hello.
Jhen, let's begin.
Okay, so for our first question is attendant in the SMX from Miss Joy from Marikina. She has a cancer of fallopian tube. So she said that she's interested to buy PPARS powder extract, but she's currently under chemo. So she's asking, when can I take the PPARS? Her chemo meds are bevacizumab, docetaxel, and carboplatin.
Okay. For the protocol that you have, okay, I usually wouldn't use PPARS together with it. Reason being, just to be on the safe side, no? The three chemotherapy drugs are oxidative in nature. So since PPARS have very so together, it's because the chemotherapy might eradicate the antioxidants of the PPAR. So how I would do it is on the day of the chemotherapy and within the next 24 hours, I would advise against taking PPARs. No, but that's just me. Okay, that's just me. It still depends on your doctors. Okay, on what your other doctors would advise. So yeah, that's how I would do it. So just skip a day. Yeah, then the second day you can resume taking.
Yeah, so just to confirm and reiterate what Dr. Jansen said is that you can use PPAR and you should, but you don't use it on the day that you're doing your chemotherapy. So you do it before, the day before, and the day after, 24 hours later. I just want to encourage you, the reason why we combine PPARs and chemotherapy together is so that the PPARs can quickly repair and prevent any damage, serious damage to your bone marrow, and that affects your red blood cell count, and that actually affects whether you can continue your chemotherapy. So I just spoke to a group of doctors, actually, yesterday night, actually. Yeah, yesterday night, I just spoke to a group of doctors. They had lots of questions about when to use PPARS, but they were very excited because we have actual research and data that showed that PPAR extracts protects the healthy organs, especially we are very interested in is the bone marrow from cytotoxicity, which is chemotherapy toxicity. And we had also the the patient profiles, the patient cases that the doctors were very interested in. And just like what you asked, same answer as what Dr. Jansen gave, which is on the same day that we take the chemo, we usually just avoid, right? And that's only because so that you will let the chemotherapy 100% do its work. And the next day, you want to protect your body, quickly recover so that you won't have any side effects. And you take it the day before also. So it's not like the antioxidant will linger to the next day. No, what you want to do is just want to prep up all your healthy cells, right? So that the day that your chemo goes in, your healthy cells are at their best. All right. Okay. Jhen?
Our next question is thrown to us privately. She's asking, does PPARS make you lose weight? Because I lost so much weight and fat and muscle. Or maybe it can help gain weight, fat and muscle and energy. She's also experiencing bloated and making poo several times a day, then always having the feeling of pushing, but nothing coming out.
Yeah, PPARS can make you lose weight, actually. Yeah. But this is not all patients would have the same reaction. But of course, no, for your case, this is just in theory. Okay, PPARS can actually what it mobilizes is the your fatty acids. No, that's what it does. But of course, for your case, really to pinpoint the reason why you're losing weight, why you're having so much food, I have to talk to you. Okay,
Yep.
but yeah, other patients actually experience that as well. Frequent bowel movement. Okay, they have that, no? So this is just temporary, though. Just stay on it. Eventually, everything will go to normal, back to normal. Okay. But again, to pinpoint which is the cause, really, I have to talk to you, know your history. Yeah, but in theory, yes, it can produce such effects.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that. Of course, if you're taking PPAR powder extract, I assume that you have some serious illness that you're trying to fight against. And knowing our program, I'm just making a wild guess that it's cancer, right? Because just to let everyone know, not everybody who asks questions are cancer-related questions. We do get questions that are on other illnesses, so that's why we just have to make sure. So if that's the case, you have to also check, like go and talk to Dr. Jansen, have an appointment with him, because your weight loss could be coming from the disease that you're fighting. And if it's cancer, it can come from the cancer itself. Cancer is actually a disease of competing nutrition. That means the cancer tumor is actually competing with your healthy body for nutrients. So weight loss is also a natural process of cancer. And of course, if you have undergoing cancer treatment, conventional cancer treatment, many of these treatments also will cause you to lose weight. Now, the weight loss mechanism of PPARS is in general actually positive, right? So people who take PPARS, there are people who take PPARS to lose weight, but that's to lose fat, unhealthy fat, at high levels of fat. So because PPARS also increases your metabolism, right? So that's the reason why your body will burn more energy and you will actually lose weight healthily. So normal healthy people actually take PPARS to lose weight as a weight loss supplement, okay? But it's not the same like Ozempic and all those weight loss supplements. It is a very natural, healthy weight loss simply because your body's metabolic pathways are being modulated. You're burning more energy healthily. It's not like you're forcing yourself to lose weight, okay? Now, the other part that you asked is, can PPARS actually help you gain weight? In my experience, gaining weight I don't know if Dr. Jansen has the same experience, but in my experience, gaining weight is actually much harder than losing weight. I know that sounds so strange, but people who need to gain weight actually have a tougher time than people who having to lose weight. Now, my wife is actually one example, so I can share with you that when she went on the PPAR tablets, not even the extracts or anything, just PPAR tablets, she did gain some weight. Not a lot, okay, but for her, she was chronically always thin, and I think it's in the genetics because everyone in her family is really thin. But when she went on PPARS, I think she gained about over a period of a year, about like 4 kilograms. Right? That doesn't sound like much at all, but to her and her family, that's actually quite a lot. Right? The weight gain mechanism, I'm not too sure how the weight gain mechanism in PPARS actually works. Our general understanding why it does work is that it modulates your metabolic pathways. So it basically brings your body back to a healthy weight range. If you're too heavy, too big, it helps you lose weight. If you are too light and too thin, then it helps you gain some. But from observation, the gaining of weight is actually harder than the losing of weight. Right? But again, I want to stress that in general, weight loss from PPARS is actually a healthy mechanism. It's actually helping your body lose unwanted weight. But how, like what Dr. Johnson said, in your case, I assume you're fighting cancer, then please have an appointment with Dr. Johnson so that you can find out more and find out specifically. It could be your treatments, it could be the cancer itself, it could be a whole range of other factors. Yeah. But yes, PPARS should be giving you energy in the process as well. Yeah.
You're
Jhen?
correct, Sir Shyan. Actually, she added more information just now. So she's
Hmm.
diagnosed with breast cancer, stage
Okay.
1A, and already
Oh,
done bilateral mastectomy. But she's
okay.
also taking a different kind of cleansing.
Okay. Is she on chemo? No, right?
She didn't say.
Yeah. Doc, you have any additional comments? I mean, before Doc says anything, I just want to say, wow, good. It's such a positive news that you caught your breast cancer at stage 1A. So that's very early. You're going to be fine, right? Odds are everything's going to work out for you. Doc Jansen?
Yeah. So losing weight. So we have more information, but at stage one, you're not at the point where you're not at the point where your cancer is gonna cause you to lose weight.
True,
So the weight loss is not because of the cancer. We
true.
don't know if you're on chemotherapy because chemotherapy
Yeah.
can definitely make you lose weight because your appetite is gonna decrease. No, you'll
Mhm.
have poor appetite. Another factor is your cleansing. So cleansing,
Yeah.
probably I would take a guess that's probably psyllium husk. So
Yeah.
that's fiber. So with fiber, you're gonna absorb less nutrients. Another factor is your gut microbiota. So PPARS is also a prebiotic.
Mm.
PPARS interacting with your gut microbiome became healthier. So with a healthier gut microbiome, you'd have better metabolism. That's why you lost weight. Now the question here is the weight you are at healthy?
Yeah.
Is it
That's
at a
yeah.
healthy level?
Yeah.
So, but for breast cancer, no. Um, so I put this out there. Breast cancer patients who are overweight and obese have a higher tendency to have recurrence. They have
Wow.
also shorter overall survival, meaning they live
Wow.
shorter.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's in your best interest to actually lose weight. So but not too much. So that's it. So if you are losing too much weight, one thing that you can do is to eat more. And but I have to mention you eat more of the healthy
Yeah.
foods. So increase your caloric
Yeah.
intake, and then you have to do resistance exercise, weightlifting, calisthenics, so that your muscles are preserved and you build more muscles as well along the way. So yeah, that's how it should be.
So, Dr. Johnson, you actually asked the magic question. What is her current weight? If she's overweight, then losing weight is actually a good thing, right? Yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct. Then?
Yeah, she's very responsive. Her age is 74. Okay.
Oh,
And then
wow.
at height of 5 feet and 4 inches, and then her weight is decreased from 115 pounds. Now it's 100 flat. So for BMI, that's moderate thinness already.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to come to the clinic.
Yeah.
You have to come to the clinic for me to answer for me to give you a good answer. So then let's just leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So she has to go to the clinic. Online consult will not be sufficient.
Well, it won't. It won't. I have to see her personally.
Oh.
I have to see her physique. You have to go for the in-body body mass analyzer to measure visceral fat and skeletal muscle mass. So we have that machine at Perpetual Health Medical Center, Las Piñas.
All right. All right. So wow, she's 74 years old. So wonderful. You still have a good weight and you caught it so early. I think you're just gonna do fine. All right. So now we're just optimizing, making sure everything is at its best.
Yeah, so for those of you who wish to have a consult with Doc Jansen Kalalan or any of our many PPAR partner doctors, you can schedule an appointment using the link in the description box and comment section below, or just type consult. Then our caring healthcare specialist, Miss Beth and Miss Irish, will reach out to you shortly. Next question is kinda in related from Sir Joseph. Chemotherapy has affected my weight. Can PPARS help me gain weight?
Oh,
Yeah. Yes. The answer is yes. But let me put this out there. PPARS is not a weight gain supplement.
yes. Yes.
It's not a weight gain supplement. Okay. So how can PPARS help patients who are on chemotherapy? No. Assuming, so this happened to my patient before. So assuming that you're already underweight because of the side effects of the chemo. So if you are on PPARS, the PPARS can help reduce the inflammation that is present in your body. The inflammation can actually affect appetite. So the higher the inflammation is, the poorer the appetite will be. Usually, it happens usually like that, no? But not all the time. But in general, yes. So with PPARS, if you take that, inflammation will go down. You'll have better appetite because you manage the side effects of the chemo. And PPARS also has some degree of calories, okay, but not that much. So with this, no, you'll have better appetite. So the a better appetite will help you gain weight in that sense. Okay, so yeah, so this happens usually in patients who are severely underweight. Okay, not if you are normal weight in a normal weight category.
Okay. Let me show you. Picture is worth 1,000 words. So let me share screen. Are we seeing this, everyone? Jhen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is Dominic. This is before chemotherapy, and this is his first day of chemotherapy, and he took 1 vial of Simply Nature liquid extract the first time that morning before his chemotherapy. This is Dominic about 1 week later after chemotherapy. So you can see that's the question you're asking, right? You're undergoing chemotherapy and you're experiencing weight loss. So the weight loss has got to do with a lot of things. So you're probably feeling fatigue. So I just let you see this picture, right? So this was Dominic as he started chemotherapy, and this is Dominic on Simply Nature PPARS while he's on chemotherapy. So I hope that encourages you. I hope that encourages you. There are many factors at work. The body is not just one mechanism, it's many. So when things work together, you feel better emotionally. You also are more positive. That will affect your appetite as well. That will also allow you to move around a little bit more. If you feel less tired, you might be more happy moving around a little bit more. And that's going to affect your appetite again and how your body is using whatever food that you are actually taking. So yeah, it's not just one specific mechanism, and that's something wonderful. Like I said, pictures worth 1,000 words. And I also remember your patient, the one who was suffering from the side effects, and then she was so feeling so good. She went around shopping during the pandemic, and Dr.
Yeah,
Johnson, I
I remember.
yeah, then you were more worried about the COVID than the cancer. Yeah, and
Mhm.
that also is another one. The one that's the one where you had a patient who was bedridden, and then I think within about
Yes.
10 days plus on the liquid, he was walking around and strong enough to proceed with stronger protocols. So yeah, I believe it will help you. Of course, if you need, have a consult with Dr. Johnson, so that he can give you other advice on top of the PPARS that you are taking.
Very blessed. Our next question is coming from YouTube, from Ms. Maribeth Nayat. Hello, I just want to ask what's best for my auntie. Is diagnosed with endometrial cancer, stage 3C,
Mm,
currently on chemotherapy, third cycle on July 9, so
mm.
next month pa, and had already hair falls after her first cycle. So what can you
Oh.
advise about her and diet?
Uh, yeah, if you were worried about the side effects of the chemo, yeah, you can take PPARS. Yeah, so the PPARS, the product would be PPARS liquid.
Mm.
The diet is a default plant-based diet, vegetarian diet. Okay, so yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's actually very simple, as Dr. Jansen said, right? So yeah, please start on the program and do encourage your change the lifestyle as well. And I'm sure even though it can be challenging, yeah, we're all rooting for your aunt.
I just want to unpack this because when I tell my personal clients to follow a whole food plant-based diet, they always come back me with the question, how about native chicken? So please, doc, let it come from you.
Is there a plant called chicken plant?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's no negotiating about it. Okay. Especially if yeah. Especially if you're not talking to a, yeah, I mean you have to speak to a health professional, okay? So nutritionists, dietitians, your doctors about this, no? But the general advice for cancer patients is they have to be on a vegetarian diet. No going around about it. Okay, I know it's difficult, but you have to follow. Now, am I a doctor who just prescribes a vegetarian diet to a cancer patient? No. There are exceptions when I advise patients to just, yeah, eat the animal food products already. Okay, there are situations when I tell patients this. Okay. One such situation is if you are very, very thin already. But example, if you are overweight, yeah, you have to be on a vegetarian diet because being overweight or obese, no, again, for this applies to all kinds of cancer. You'll have a higher chance of recurrence and you'll have a shorter overall survival. So meaning you live a shorter life. Okay, so if you lose that excess weight, then recurrence rate go down, overall survival improves, becomes longer. Yeah.
I can't stress this enough, yeah, Jen, very good question because everybody think anything native or organic is better. Dr. Johnson has made this very, very clear on many, many programs. So even if you are taking grass-fed beef, it's still a carcinogen, right? Meat is actually carcinogenic, which means
Yes, yes.
cancer causing. So to everyone, you know, this is just tell the patient it's just temporary, all right? Get everything going, and then especially if you're critical. I want to share with all of you. This is personal for me, a personal experience, right? Number one, there are two people that I've spoken to. One is very close because it's my aunt. The other one is actually someone that I met through Dr. Johnson. What's that lady's name? I think Cecile or Christine, something like that. She ran a cancer support group. Lots of cancer,
Christy.
Christy, right?
Christy, yes.
Lots and lots of cancer patients. They form like an organization to encourage one another. So Christine's cancer marker and everything was actually back to normal. So she looked like she was beating cancer, and all she did was go back to eating literally what you asked, Jen, native chicken. And it only took like 2 weeks. and she felt the difference, and actually her cancer markers went up. So when she was sharing to her group, right, she's very, very convicted. It didn't even have to take 1 month of eating chicken. She just ate like 2 weeks and she could feel the difference. And then it came out in the laboratory test. Her cancer was back, right? So she really attributed it to going back to eating meat. Now, of course, with every case, with every advice like this, doc, right, there are always some people that break all kind of reasoning. They're eating tons and tons of meat and they seem to be okay. So, but that doesn't mean that everybody is like that. Most people are not. So you can't choose one person, one example where eating meat didn't affect the cancer. It's like saying not every smoker gets lung cancer, so it's good to smoke. The answer is no, right? You know, the moment you smoke, you increase your lung cancer chances. Just because someone's genetics, DNA, his genes, his family seems to be able to smoke and no cancer doesn't mean it happens to your family. So that's a general rule of thumb, everyone. So please do take note of this. Okay, now my very personal story. My aunt had a very late stage stomach cancer and stage 4 already, right? And she had to go for a surgery that was so difficult in Singapore, so difficult. The surgeons didn't want to do it. The surgeons didn't want to do it. But thank goodness my cousin himself is a heart surgeon. So he called up the top GI surgeon in Singapore at that time, one of the top 3, right? And because he's a friend, that surgeon took up the very difficult surgery. I'm not sure, Dr. Jansen, if it's the same here, but even in Singapore, I think surgeons don't like to take on a case that has very low success rate.
Yeah.
I think it affects, many reasons, the risk to the patient. It also affects the doctor's track record as well. So if they know it's a lost cause, they won't go and do it. But my cousin's friend actually did it as a favor to my cousin. And thank goodness, the very difficult surgery was successful. It was successful. I went to visit my auntie in the hospital, and she looked well. She was actually so weak and for such a long time. She was starting to take Simply Nature Pipa liquid. My cousin actually said, "Go ahead, cousin," because stage 4, do whatever it takes. Anything to try and save auntie, right? To save Tita. So she seemed to be well. Then later, what happened was that one of her good friends, my auntie's good friend, did boiled beef stew, beef meat and beef bones for like 8 hours. So it's like extracted all the beef essence, right? And brought it to my auntie because she learned that my auntie just recovered from a surgery. So this is the traditional thing. Give something that give them the strength of a bull, like a carabao, so it's just like people think if you eat bololo, right, you get strong, you get mighty because the carabao is mighty. You know what? It just took that one flask of beef stew. My auntie's condition worsened, and in the end, she didn't make it, right? So to me, that was the turning moment. It was supposed to be positive. Of course, we didn't blame her friend. I mean, she took so much effort to do this. She didn't know, right? And my auntie drank it. So yeah, I'm very surprised that actually one night of beef stew, because it's literally after that, the next day or 2 days, her condition just turned around from positive to negative, and she left us after that. So I guess you could be that person where you will react very strongly if you take animal protein while you're fighting cancer. So don't take that risk. All right. If you really are very thin and you're losing a lot of weight and you might need it, then have a consult with Dr. Jansen so that you can be sure. Or he will be able to still give you other alternatives before you go and take the meat. Yeah. Thank you, Jhen.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, Doc, I'm just asking you. I mean, for that case, so literally one meal could turn things around. I mean, is that too far-fetched? I mean, for me, it really looked like that. We believe it's like that because the surgery was already so difficult. She managed to survive. I don't know how many hours surgery, very complicated surgery. So it's like everything was on a borderline, but then she looked good. She passed the danger stage and then took that beef stew, and then everything just went downhill. So is it really, what do you think? Is it possible even one bowl?
Well, it's very difficult to tell. Actually, it's
Yeah,
very
but
really
it's
very
possible.
difficult to tell because it's just one.
Yeah, but it's
Is it at all possible? I also don't know. To be honest, I
possible.
also don't know. But the fact of the matter is, no, we know that cancer cells feed on glutamine and cholesterol. So cholesterol and glutamine are fuel of cancer, no?
Mm.
If you feed, if you eat a diet that is high in cholesterol and glutamine, cancer cells are gonna be happy. Yeah,
Mm.
and foods which are high in cholesterol. So that would be animal food products, no? Diet very heavy of animal food products are very inflammatory, and cancer also loves inflammation. Okay, so these are things that we know. So inferring from this, it might have worsened the situation of
Yeah.
your of the patient,
Yeah.
but of course, it's just one. I mean, there are also a lot of factors that we have to consider. The difficulty of the surgery. We also don't know how well she was at that point in time when she
Yeah.
ate the beef stew. So yeah,
It's
her her deterioration might not at all be because of the beef stew, but it might be because of the other things, right?
it
So
could be, it could
very
be
difficult. Yeah, it
very
could be, but
difficult, right?
yeah, very difficult to pinpoint though because there are a lot of factors that we have to consider. But the fact of the matter is, um, animal food products. So just know this, no, just know this. The cancer cells love glucose. This one we all agree. I think this is not something new. Cancer cells love glucose or sugar.
Mm.
Number two, they love cholesterol as well because in order
Yeah.
for the cancer cells to make more cancer cells, they have to utilize cholesterol. Okay?
Mm.
As part of cell membrane. Now, number three is glutamine. They love glutamine as well. Glutamine is an amino acid that is richly found in animal food products. Plant foods have glutamine as well, but to a lesser degree. And because plants have fiber, you absorb less of the glutamine as well.
Mm.
Okay, and you all so that those factors contribute heavily on the dietary recommendation that we usually give for cancer patients. Okay,
Yeah.
so for all cancer patients, the default diet is a vegetarian diet, especially in a forum like this. That's what has to be said. It would be a different story if you go for a consult, speak to a
Yeah.
doctor one-on-one. Because a lot other factors will come into play, which can affect the dietary advice that a doctor would give you.
So again, this is a good time to put in that this program that we're doing is for general knowledge for you to know how to go search for more information on the next step. It cannot be used as your personal diagnosis. Okay, you can't save the consultation fee by asking the question here like that, Lang. I know it's an opportunity, but no, because it's very important that if you're looking for real consultation and advice for your medical condition, have a proper consult because there are a lot more questions that need to be asked. And of course, even as simple as a video consult where doc can see your face, the color of your face, all that actually changes the advice that he will give, right? So just typing a question in is definitely not sufficient. So nothing that we share here is actually a consult, right? It's just educational purposes. But doc, I totally agree with you, but for my aunt's case, I'm quite convicted because there are many times when I'm not feeling well, and then I still go and eat like a super fatty thing, and I can feel my arteries hardening. I know they're not hardening, but I can feel like, oh no, I ate that and it's really affecting my health. And my brother-in-law has gout.
You feel bad.
You feel like a
You
heart
feel
attack.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, you know you shouldn't have eaten that ramen with so much fat in the broth, right? And when you take in, you really feel it. And my brother-in-law has gout, and I was just asking him, "Hey, you want some peanuts?" He looks at me like, "You know what? I just take 5 of that, and I'll be crying in pain for the next few hours." So I was very surprised. You know, you don't need it's something as harmless as a peanut that we eat every day to a person who's sensitive to it. And he's not sensitive because he has an allergy. It's because he has a medical condition, gout, right? It's not like he's allergic to peanuts. He has gout. And just taking 5 peanuts, he'll cry in pain for the whole night. So I would say you never know if you are one of those sensitive people or your condition is sensitive to that condition. So go plant-based to the best of your ability. Yeah, that's our advice. Amen. Jhen?
Okay, next question going back from YouTube to Facebook, Ms Shalom Reloj Perante. Hello po, Doc. I have an inquiry. My father is taking PPARS right now. However, he has low appetite and he has no sense of taste. He is not taking synthetic meds, just all natural. What does he need to do to gain weight?
So I assume he's a cancer patient, Doc. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to answer what you need to do to gain weight. Okay, so this is not at all direct related to the case of your dad. Okay, because a lot of information is missing. Okay, to gain weight, you have to increase caloric intake and you have to exercise. What exercise should you be doing? You should do resistance exercise. So, in other words, you have to lift weight.
Wow.
You have to lift weights. Okay, lift weights, do calisthenics. So those two things. When it comes to caloric intake, how much food should you be eating? You have to consult a dietitian for that, because the dietitian would have to compute for the amount of calories that you have to eat, no? Based on the weight, based on the current weight and physical activity of the patient. I think they also factor in age there. Yeah. Okay. So those are the things that you need to do to gain weight. For medical conditions that can affect weight, thyroid problems can also have an effect on weight. Medications can also do that. Medications like supplements, no? Supplements, natural extracts that can affect sense of taste can as well. Yeah, so those are the things that has to be taken into consideration. Yeah.
All right.
She has a follow-up question.
Same patient?
Yes, sir. So the PPARS she's taking is PPARS powder, but he lost his sense of taste. Is this a side effect of PPARS?
No.
No. Both of us answering, yeah, no. In all my years, and I've been doing this for 20 years, right? The answer is no.
Yeah. Not a single one of my patients as well lost taste when taking PPARS, just PPARS.
Yeah. I can tell you one thing though. In traditional Chinese medicine, your body's health condition can change your taste buds. And I think that's the same in conventional medicine too. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So it's more of the medical condition. Okay, I see a question from Karen. Says that patient is stage 4 cancer, asking if PPARS liquid or powder can still help. I just want to say one thing. To answer your question correctly, can it help? The answer is definitely it can help. Can it reverse the cancer? This one, go for a consult, right? To know if it's enough. I want to share right now that please understand, if you have cancer or loved ones going cancer, the question is not to look for one golden bullet. Diba? There's no one simple protocol. There's no one medicine or one supplement that you can take that will cure you of your cancer. Okay? You must do enough, right? It could be a combination of surgery, chemotherapy, and natural supplement. You could be totally healed naturally, like my Lola, my adopted Lola in Philippines. She cured herself of leukemia, aggressive stage 4 leukemia, and she's a doctor herself too. And in that process, she became one of the first integrative doctors in the country, in the Philippines. So did she take one miracle supplement? No. All right. She did many things, right? Number one, she's a 7-day Adventist, so it was easy for her. She went totally plant-based. No meat at all. All right. Next, she didn't just go plant-based. she went almost I would say 80% raw vegetables, not even cooked vegetable. So she didn't just do vegetables, she takes vegetables without all the salt, MSG, soya sauce that you used to cook. She ate them raw. All right, she ate them raw, and then she also prayed every day. She managed her emotions very well. She did all that. So I want to let everybody who's listening right now know that when you want to fight cancer, you can find a great product and supplement like Simply Nature PPARS. The strategy is what more can you do, right? Change your lifestyle, like what Dr. Johnson suggested, go do exercise. Yeah, you could find additional supplements like curcumin and all that. But starting with Simply Nature PPAR liquid is like one of the best things you can start with, and it will see you well. But if you want to increase your chances of beating cancer, trying to find out what more can you do. So to answer your question, yes, it can definitely help, right? Jhen?
Okay, the previous Ms. Shalom has a follow-up. Since he has no sense of taste, how to bring back his appetite? Can he take powdered milk like Ensure Gold? Sorry, I'm just really concerned of his weight loss. Thank you so much. This is greatly appreciated.
Oh, weight loss.
Okay, we can try Mosegor. I don't know if it will work. Apebon as well. You can also try those. Those are appetite stimulants. Just don't know if it works, but that's what it's for. Um, am I a doctor who prescribes these supplements? Yes, seldomly. Because usually when I do see patients who are on these supplements, they still complain of the same thing. They have poor appetite. Okay? But you can try. I mean, it might work. I mean, Apebon and Bosegor are relatively, affordable. So yeah, why not try?
Doc, when a person is actually losing weight like this, would like for example those plant-based protein shakes, all these help because they are a lot of calories in very little volume, right? I mean, in one
Yeah,
cup
yeah,
you
yes,
actually so like your father doesn't have to drink a lot. If he drinks half a cup, it's almost equal to a whole plate full of vegetables.
yeah,
So it might be easier to drink your food in and get the calories that you need rather than eat, right? Because you have to eat a lot of
yes.
vegetables to get the same amount of calories.
Mhm.
Doc, also
Yeah.
one advantage of meat is that meat is high calories per gram compared to vegetables, right?
Yes, because of the fat.
Yeah, because of the fat, right?
Because of
So
the fat. So that's true. That's true. Yeah.
yeah, so that's why it's like eating meat for a person with low appetite is very efficient. He doesn't have to eat too much, he gets more calories. But you can overcome this by looking at all those plant-based protein shakes. You can go to any healthy options or any health food store, they probably have all that. And your dad that only has to drink like half a cup, right? So even though and then you can get like flavor ones, right? They have like vanilla flavor, strawberry flavor, I think chocolate flavor,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And then you don't have to drink a lot, but your calories is like as if you're eating one bowl of rice plus lots of vegetables. So maybe you can try that as well. Yeah.
Yeah. But to really, really, if you really want the help, if you really want to
Mm,
help, you have to bring the patient to a nutritionist dietitian.
okay.
Yeah, nutritionist dietitian because computations have to be made. Um, Now for the appetite, yeah, just you can try Mosigor and Apebon. I just don't know if the pharmacy will sell you these. I don't know if it's actually even a supplement or a medication, but I don't know if the pharmacy will sell you without a prescription. So
If you need a
yeah, but
prescription, just have a consult with Doc Johnson, then he can write
yeah.
you the prescription. All
Yeah,
right.
then I would also know I would also know better know what to prescribe if I talk to you. So anyway, yeah, those are some of the considerations that you can go for. So nutritionist, dietitian, go for consult so I can know more information. If you're quite reluctant, yeah, the plant-based protein powder can help blend them with real food, so you can get more calories with less volume. Yeah, so those are things that you can do.
You know, Dr. Jansen, I as we answer this question, I just want to say to this particular viewer, this is why we do this program. We just want to let all the patients out there who are doing protocols feel supported and that they can have a conversation like that. I understand how it feels, Doc, your family and like me, I'm like your family member in the sense that it's so easy for us because one of our family member is a doctor. It's so easy to just ask questions and get a answer, and we are very confident, right? Because you're a doctor. In my family, my cousin's a doctor, his wife is a doctor, and so we feel very easy, someone to talk to that we trust a lot. So to the viewers listening into us, I hope what we do is helpful to you, because I know having someone to talk to who knows what they're talking about is very encouraging and at least gives you a direction where you can, so you don't feel like you're lost and don't know where to go. Yeah, correct.
Okay. To answer your question, as a pharmacist, we can sell Masigar without prescription. Okay. And
Yeah,
then,
because Jhen is a pharmacist, so that she knows.
Opo.
Yeah.
Okay. More questions about milk from KM Gonzalez. Hi, Doc. Carabao milk, almond milk is okay to drink for cancer patient?
Okay,
Right?
almond milk. Almond milk is the better choice. Okay, for all of you out there who's about to ask the same question, no, along those lines, the milk sourced from animals are prohibited in cancer patients. That's actually one of my absolute no-nos. So
Wow.
regardless,
Absolutely.
that's absolute. There's no negotiating around it, okay? Because animal milk has a protein called casein, CASEIN, that can make tumors grow. It's a tumor
Wow.
promoter, okay? So for if you're a cancer patient, you want to drink milk, go for plant-based milks like almond milk, soy milk, oat milk.
Okay, the second part of her question is for Sir Shyan. Also, what to do if you forget to take PPAR in the morning?
Oh, then take it when you remember. Okay. So let me share with you, all right? So PPARS is food grade, right? So why is it important to realize that it's food grade? So even though it has therapeutic effect, like in Taiwan, we actually can make therapeutic claims, okay? But it's a food grade. So what does that mean? It's not like drug where you have to follow timings, all right? The suggestions that we give you is very simple, common sense lang. When you take the nutrients in, when you take the PPAR supplements in, it will start to work in your body, and it will work in your body for a certain amount of time, right? Just like when you eat a banana, you get the effect of the banana, and then you can go to the CR, but it doesn't mean in the evening the effect is still there, right? So when we share with you, take it one time or two times a day, three times a day, it's actually very simple reasoning. We just want to make sure we're basically telling you to keep the nutrients and the PPAR agonists in your body for the whole 24 hours, so you space it out. Okay, so it's not like there's a specific reason why it must be 8 o'clock. No. There are some benefits, but it's not so strict. All right, it's not so strict. So if you forgot to take it, then better to take it when you remember immediately, and then continue to follow the dosage, right? So let's say you take it twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, then you only remember at 3 p.m. Oh no! So take it at 3 p.m. And then should you push back the night timing? The answer is no, it's not so complicated, lang, and you cannot overdose on our product. We actually did very safe LD50 test, which is called lethal dosage 50% test, and there's no long-term toxicity. There's no toxicity in at all, actually. So you just continue your regular schedule and then remember. So if you only remember like 2 hours before your next timing, still take, and then okay, you can delay it another hour. But you don't have to like really space it out, right? Because it's better to have it with you, in you, than not to have it at all and to have less. So if you have more, it's fine, right? It's absolutely fine. It will do you more good actually. Sometimes our dosage is also due to managing your finances. So for example, if you take too many liquid PPAR, is there side effect? No, you just be more energetic. It's just sayang. Your body only needs so much. The rest is going to go into the CR, right? So that's another reason why we have our dosage advice. Okay, yeah. But yeah, so if you forget, take it. Just take it when you remember and then continue.
Thank you for clarification. Next question is coming from our official website from Ms. Rebecca Bughao. Okay. Any suggestions for liver cirrhosis?
Ooh.
A lot to do about liver cirrhosis. When PPARS is one, you can also take placenta extract.
Oh.
Specific placenta brand is Lanic, so that's human placenta extract.
Wow.
What else? What else? Ozone therapy can also help, definitely. Well, you have to detox because already on liver cirrhosis, so detoxification is a must. Now, the choice, glutathione as well. So glutathione will help as well. Now, will any of these reverse the cirrhosis? No. It will help manage. It will help manage the symptoms. Help try to improve liver function, but reversing cirrhosis, no, because cirrhosis or liver cirrhosis is scar tissue already. So your normal liver tissue becoming a scar. So that's what it is. So when something is scarred already, it won't go back to how it was. What you can do is just to prevent more of the liver from becoming scarred. Okay, so these are some of the things that we can tap into, no, to help someone with liver cirrhosis. But there is a limit to things. We cannot do we won't be able to do much if the case of the patient is already end stage. In medical terms, that's decompensated liver failure. Okay. So if the only thing that we can still do some things would be in a situation wherein the liver is still able to fight. There's some degree of liver function left. So that's the only that's the point where we have to be proactive. Other procedures that can help recovery would be stem cell therapy. But this is only assuming that you are without cancer. Okay, because cancer stem cell therapy is an absolute contraindication for cancer. No, you cannot receive stem cell therapy if you have cancer.
I think this is just a reminder to everybody, really, really take care of your liver. Life is very painful and difficult. And once the liver is damaged, medications, doctors cannot use a lot of drugs, right? Because a damaged liver severely limits what pharmaceutical products you can use also. So yeah, we've got to take care of our liver.
Okay, next question is drawn to us privately. How can PPARS help with the patient on the palliative care due to lymphoma that has spread to the brain? Even supplements for kidney and liver was advised by doctor to be stopped.
Oh, why would the doctor advise on stopping supplements to liver and kidney at this stage?
I don't know. Probably the kidney function is poor, so that's one possibility. That's why they would advise that's why that they would give that advice. I would actually do the same. But to answer the question of PPARS, it can help bring more energy to a patient, no, in this kind of situation. So yeah, but the type of PPARS to give would depend on whether the patient can still swallow properly or not anymore. Is there an NGT? So these things have to be factored in. But definitely PPARS would be able to help. Just try to give the patient more energy. Yeah.
I want to share, since this question is about palliative, right? So this one is first-hand experience for me. And this is actually my Lola's patient. all right, Dr. NG's patient. So this patient actually had, I forgot what cancer, but it metastasized to the brain. Okay, so this particular patient has two siblings, one older sister and one younger brother. So the older sister actually works as a nurse in UK in London. So she actually paid for the treatment of her younger sister, right? And it cost about 6 million pesos. But at the end of the day, the cancer had metastasized to the brain, and she was like basically losing consciousness most of the time, just sleeping. And the brother is actually a priest. So Dr. NG at that time was also volunteering at a hospice. Okay, it's where you go to spend the last of your days, right? So she actually gave this patient took one box of liquid PPARS. Okay, liquid PPARS. So the amazing thing that happened is the same thing that Dr. Jansen's bedridden patient experienced. Suddenly, the patient got a burst of energy, was able to sit up, and her sister from the UK actually flew back to see her. And of course, the family was very happy that when she came back, the sister was conscious, and they actually spent one whole week every day able to talk. And I actually visited the patient, prayed for her also. She looked lively. So everybody was actually very expectant because the prognosis was that there's no hope already, and that the hospital said there's nothing you can do. She's gonna go. Yeah, but everything looked wonderful, like she was going to recover. So she was really her when I was there, she was able to sit up, all right, and I was able to pray with her, and then she looked, her color of her face, everything looked like it looked okay, looked okay. And then a week after I saw her, she went in her sleep. All right, she went in her sleep. So I just want to share that I think this is one of the most something that I feel very happy about, that I was able to provide this particular family one last reunion, and a proper reunion, not when the sister come and then she's just sleeping all the time, right? She was actually able to spend every night talking to the older sister was able to talk to the younger sister for an entire week. And then after that, she died. She went back peacefully in her sleep. So I think this is, to me, one of the best palliative kind of experience in the most difficult, and I would say very in the worst case scenario, this turned out well, right? In a very difficult scenario. Yeah. So just to share with you, and again, Dr. Jansen and many of our patients and clients and other doctors also share how the energy level, and sometimes at this stage, it's not about curing the cancer. It's just about wanting to have proper time with your loved ones. Yeah, meaningful proper time with your loved ones. Yeah, Jen.
A follow-up information, the patient is already on NGT.
How would you
Yep.
do that, GT? Yeah, doc.
If the patient is on NGT, then you have to go for the liquid.
So then you just inject it in, just pump it into the.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay. A related question from Viber, Ms. Rowena. If the patient is already on NGT, can they administer PPARS liquid mixed with the milk or barley juice?
No, not with milk. You'll have to give PPARS alone. Alone, okay? Alone. Not mixed with anything. If you're going to mix it with something, mix it with water.
And this is very simple reasons, right? Like, milk, when you take it, it creates mucus and all that. That could be some of the reaction the patient would have, and this will affect the absorption. And since you are at that stage, you really want to basically, have the patient like be energized. So you wouldn't want to mix it with milk. Yeah.
Yeah. Also another thing, milk proteins have a tendency to bind with things. So the milk protein, if you mix that with PPARS, it might bind the ingredients in the PPAR liquid.
And that reduces the absorption.
Yeah. Yes. hence reducing the absorption. Now, we don't know
Wow.
this. This is not laboratory confirmed,
Yeah, but it might
but
happen.
it might happen. So, with a 3,000 peso vial dose, no, don't
Yeah.
risk
Don't
it.
waste it. Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
risk it.
Don't risk it. Yeah. And then no, yeah, don't I never take my PPARS extract with coffee also lang. Okay, just in case someone wants to know. Yeah. Jen?
Next question from Facebook, Sir Mon. I am taking PPARS Plus micro tablets for 2 months. I'm in remission from my bone marrow biopsy last month, but now I have a blast from ALL.
Yeah, so that's a recurrence. My advice to you is you have to follow up with your oncologist and you have to follow up with me. It's actually one of my patients. Yeah, so I initially saw him as someone in remission. So that was the only thing that I advised for him to take. Just take the PPARS, no? PPARS, the tablets. But now it's a different story altogether. So I
Yeah.
have to see you. I have to speak to you actually. Now,
Mm.
some considerations though for someone like this, no, and for any other cases similar to this, no, wherein we have a recurrence. A few things that we can do is to treat immediately. So address all aspects of cancer and treat immediately. Or we can do more tests to know which natural extract or medication would be effective for the cancer. Yeah, because usually at this point, the cancer is highly resistant because you've already underwent a lot of treatment before, you have taken a lot of supplements. Now, cancer can also develop resistance to natural extracts. So at this point, we don't know which of them actually had the which among those things that you have taken that the cancer form resistance against. So undergoing this test though, Onconomics Plus, that will give us information to as to what other medications and natural extracts that the cancer cells would be sensitive to or would die from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, this is I'm my heart. Our prayers go with you, Mon. And we will support you as much as we'll pray for you. That's what I really want to say. I also wanted to share that this is again for cancer patients, right? In Singapore, when you buy insurance, medical insurance, when you are insured for cancer, actually the standard package is 2 occurrences. Right? That means it is statistically so common right now that a cancer patient will get a recurrence. So now we know that we can actually beat the first round of cancer, very high success rate, or else you won't. If you can't beat the cancer first time, you won't get the second time, right? So now insurances cover standard 2 occurrences of cancer for every one person, and actually the more expensive one actually covers even a second recurrence. That means a third time. So here is something that for every one of our viewers to really pay attention to, right? If you are only starting your cancer treatment journey, do have a consult with Dr. Jansen. How you did your first round of cancer treatment can actually affect your chances of the cancer coming back, right? So if you did it well, then you will reduce your chances that your cancer will reoccur, right? You can minimize it as much as you can. Now, if you didn't do anything, then even if you beat the cancer, then some cancers have very high recurrence rates. So you actually have to take effort. So today, my advice to people is when you talk to oncologists in general, many of them in the olden days, they would just say, don't do anything, just do the chemo, don't even eat supplements, just eat normal food. But I don't think that advice is sufficient today anymore. Our understanding has increased a lot. And you can see the recurrence rates keeps going up. If this advice was true, then the recurrence rate shouldn't be going up because the vast majority of cancer patients are going through conventional medicine, right? So if this is their standard protocol, so things, and yet the chemotherapy drugs and oncological protocols have been improving all these years. That means they're getting more and more successful in treating the cancer. The challenge is, and Dr. Jansen gave a very good talk a few weeks ago, and he mentioned it quite a few times this year. The ability to track cancer cells, circulating cancer cells in your blood, right? So doing a liquid biopsy on this one is really good because we now understand that even if you are in remission, you are not cancer-free. It's just that the cancer is too small to be detected. I'm talking about other cancers, not just the one that Simone is undergoing, right? So especially for cancers that have tumor, just because the tumor is gone doesn't mean that there is no cancer cells left in your body. So you see so many times a patient has successfully done the surgery, the tumor is gone, the cancer markers are okay. Then the next time, 6 months later, the cancer came back in the brain, in the bone, in different parts of the body. So where did it appear from? The answer is it didn't appear from anywhere. It just became too small to be detected. So now, as Dr. Jansen has talked about, I think he's very familiar and he shared quite a lot on liquid biopsy, especially this particular one. Now they've been able to detect even smaller. So then you'll be even clearer how is your condition. So to all cancer patients out there, do remember how you fight cancer will affect your chances of recurrence. So if you need a consult to know how to fight cancer well, even though you're going through conventional medicine, then have a consult with Dr. Jansen so that you can do it correctly and then reduce your chances of recurrence.
I think that advice is good and applicable for KM Gonzalez. Hi, Doc. My father have lymphoma cancer last month. His tumor was removed from throat around 4 to 5 centimeters. So he had ultrasound in his stomach and did not found any tumor. And his doctor wants to have chemo and stop all herbal he was taking. But my father has decided to take several supplements and PPARS for 45 days.
Yeah.
I'll go first, then Doc, you talk about medical one. I will talk about the safety first, right? Okay, so number one, I can't vouch for the herbals that you're taking. Okay, this one you have to check with the manufacturer of the herbals. What other herbals is your dad taking? But I can let you know right now for Simply Nature, we've done all the safety protocols, right? So we've done an LD50 test. There's no toxicity buildup. Our extracts are food grade, which means it's very safe and natural to take, right? It's food, it's not an herb, okay? Next, yeah, with that, and of course, okay, okay, all right. Hey, Doc, they still want chemo, so is this a preventive? Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, and our PPARS actually supports chemotherapy. So we've actually done tests for that, and I'm actually speaking to oncologists, right? So if ever you feel that you want my medical team to speak to your dad's uncle, do let me know. I'll send them there. But I think you probably don't want because you don't want your uncle to know that your dad is taking PPARS and supplements. But yeah, but we are ready and prepared to send a team to present to your doctor. We actually do present to doctors. Okay. Yeah. Doc?
I don't know what the question is, but
Yeah, I think
just
he's
make
just
some
sharing his circumstances.
statement.
I
Yes,
want
yes,
to be
yes.
encouraged, I guess, whether to know it's the right thing to do or not. Yeah.
Okay, I cannot tell you to go for the chemo or not to go for the chemo because we do know that it works against cancer really well, but it also affects the body of the patient negatively, specifically the immune system. So at this point, it's actually a double-edged sword. Now, to mitigate the negative, the downside from the downside affecting the immune system, it's usually the natural extracts or the supplements that would help um, make sure that the integrity of the immune system is well. Okay, it's not about the white blood cell count or the number of white blood cells, although of course the number of white blood cells is very important. More soldiers fighting the cancer is always better than less soldiers, but the quality of the soldiers is also very important. Even if you have less soldiers, but these are elite soldiers, that would also be more effective than more soldiers, but the soldiers are, dumb. Okay. So at this point, if you are undergoing, so I also don't know if you went for the chemo or not, no? So if you're going for the chemo, yeah, I'd also agree to stop the herbal. Yeah, for now, because the herbal medications might interact with the chemo. Again, chemotherapy is oxidative. Herbal supplements are largely antioxidants. So the antioxidants coming from the herbal supplements might lessen the efficacy of the chemotherapy. Also, there are herbal supplements that can affect the metabolism of the chemotherapy drug. So, even if you are taking the herbs, it might actually even bring more negative side effects of the chemo. Um, Another factor to consider is the herbs can also hasten your metabolism so that when your doctor gives you the chemotherapy, it won't be able to achieve the therapeutic level because once it's given to you, your body's already metabolizing it. Okay, so it can definitely affect the efficacy of the chemo. That's why your onco is asking you to stop taking the herbal medications. Now, again, I can't vouch for the herbals because herbals apparently here in the Philippines herbal supplements are also being used for vitamins and minerals.
Oh, the term, is it?
Which
The term herbal.
obviously, vitamins and minerals are not herbs. The term herbs is also being used for polyphenols. These are not herbs. These are polyphenols. I'll give you an example. Glutathione is a antioxidant. People use the terms herbal supplement for glutathione. Obviously, glutathione is not an herb. Okay? I'll give you another example. Curcumin. Curcumin is the polyphenol active ingredient of turmeric. Turmeric is the herbal supplement. Turmeric, but not curcumin. Curcumin is not an herb. There's no such thing as an herb named curcumin. There's no curcumin plant in existence, in other words, okay? So these are very general terms. So we're dealing with semantics here. So we have to be careful, no, on these on using these terms. So yeah. Another thing, PPARS. So PPARS would be able to help, but again, it really depends on the chemotherapy, what kind of chemo the onco is advising, because there are chemotherapy drugs that are synergistic with PPARS.
Which means they
There
work
are
together.
synergistic. Yeah, they work well together. Yeah. There are also chemotherapy drugs where you cannot really mix it together with anything else, especially like PPAR. So at this point, yeah, you have to go see me and and take a look at the prescription.
I was going to advise that you have a consult with Doc Jansen, because because you said herbal. Actually, this is a very interesting thing, right? When you say herbal, me being Chinese Singaporean, I think of Chinese herbs. And the first thing that comes to my mind is Meron contraindications, because Chinese herbs have toxicity in them. All right, they are not healthy people don't take some herbs. So the herbs range in different. Some are okay to take every day, but some are not. All right. So again, it's a semantics, but you chose the right strategy. Okay. So number one, I want to say to you, you chose the right strategy. And I understand where you're coming from. Your strategy is correct. You want to strengthen your dad and your dad wants to boost himself while he's going for chemotherapy. And this is related to the previous question, comments that we made with Mon, right? Which is that as you go for treatment, you want to make sure that you do the treatment and you are getting ready for the next stage as well, right? You're preparing for the remission as well. So you want to preserve as much of your immune system, and then you're also exercising and doing all that. So your strategy is correct. Just have a consult with Dr. Jansen so that you can find out the details. You are on the right track. All right, just make sure you have proper advice to make sure everything you do is going to turn out well. Yeah, Doc Mon says
Yeah,
that he's undergoing immunotherapy, and he asks, can he still take PPARS if he starts immunotherapy?
Yeah, absolutely. Immunotherapy and PPARS work really well together. So immunotherapy is when the immune system, we're tapping the capacity of the immune system to kill the cancer cells, no? And PPARS is actually a very good immune stimulant. But at this point, the tablets might not be enough. So you have to go for the extracts, either the liquid or powder.
Yeah.
Yep.
I suggest, Mon, you have another consult with Dr. Jansen so that you can update him on all the details as well. And he will take a look at the drugs that the chemo drugs that you'll be taking. Right? Yeah.
I'm afraid that's all we've got time for today.
Yeah,
That's actually our last question for this
Actually,
evening.
today, Doc, we have very long Q&A because our video was only 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yes.
Yes.
So let's wrap up, and we'd love to hear your final thoughts for our viewers.
Doc?
Yeah, I'll start, no. Thank you everyone for coming here again, watching and listening and asking all of these questions. These questions are really, really very good. And we're learning from you, and other patients are also learning from the answers that we're giving. So please continue to do so. This is actually you people have to take advantage of this webinar, because this webinar is for free. I mean, when you outside of this, you have to pay. You have to pay already a lot of money. Anyway, keep on asking those questions. Keep them coming. And for those of you who are asking questions in relation to their case, please schedule a consult so I can give you a much better advice, no? Because at this setting, it's really very difficult to
It's educational only. Educational
this is
purpose.
only purely education, because I don't have your laboratory. I'm not seeing the patient in person. So a lot of things would be missed out. So see you in the clinics, and please as soon as you can, please schedule your consult, because my schedule is full. It's getting full next week. So if you delay it, you might get a slot 2 weeks after, 2 weeks later. All right. So that would be all, and I'll give the floor to Sir Shyan. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, Doc. Again, like Dr. Jansen, I would like to thank everyone for joining us on this program. Truly, your interaction makes it meaningful for me and Doc. Actually, for me and Dr. Jansen, we have very busy days, which is why we can only do the program at night. Right? But this is very meaningful because I can really, really feel from the viewers that you really just need someone to talk to, and someone who you trust knows about this field, right? And that you can have a discussion and you can freely ask your questions. We also do this for me, I also do this to support all nature clients and patients, right? Because at Simply Nature, we always say this, we're here with you from start to healing. So we understand throughout the whole process, things may not go as you expected. And I realize being here, talking to you, answering your questions is so important for you to know that, confidence, right? That we're here, that there is an answer, there is progress, there's hope. So I just want to leave you with this, that, yeah, we are going to continue to do this program because every time someone starts a Simply Nature protocol, I realize we have started a new relationship, right? And we know that we have to be here to hear you out. And we always try to give you the most honest answers that we can. This journey is not easy, but we have seen many success stories, many victories. And even in some of the most difficult situations, beautiful things have come out. So I leave you with that, and to be hopeful, and we will walk this journey with you as best as we can. And so I'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much. I'll hand the time back to Jhen.
Yes, so in behalf of all our patients and viewers, thank you so much to our experts, Mr. Shyan Lim and Dr. Jansen for sharing your knowledge and insights. Sorry, I can still see a lot of questions coming in, but don't worry, we will answer each of them next webinar or via direct message. Now, to stay updated with our upcoming events, please like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel to replay and share with your family and friends our very informational weekly webinars and very inspirational success stories. Also, check out our official website, that's simplynature.asia, for exclusive promos such as number 1, get a free bottle of PPARS Plus when you purchase the PPARS liquid vials. And number 2, get 7 free sachets of Cleansing Plus when you purchase a jar of PPARS powder. So that's 1 week of detoxing worth 1,120 pesos. Or number 3, get a free blister of PPARS soft gel capsules worth 3,700 when you buy 3 individual packs. But okay, wait, there's more. Because on top of all those freebies, we also have a 1-day only free shipping nationwide this month end. So that's June 30th, next week, Monday, for only a minimum purchase of 3,700 pesos via our official website. Again, that's simplynature.asia. For now, I hope to see you again next week for another empowering session. We're excited to introduce a new kind of
Hi, I'm Shyan Lim, and welcome to another episode.
fresh, dynamic, and even more interactive. Starting July 4, tune in, same time, every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. as we give more time to answer your questions live during the Ask Me Anything portion. So this setup is designed especially for our cancer and metabolic health lawyers who need more clarity, guidance, and support. Expect the same trusted health experts, but with deeper conversations and more chances to engage. So don't miss it. Mark your calendars and join us on this journey to healing together. And thank you once again for watching Simply Nature webinar powered by SMG or Simply Healed Medical Group. Because your curiosity and victory about your health condition is what fuels our mission. Here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing.